Welcome, welcome, everybody. We are live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here on AchieveRadio.com, and all I have to say is we've been gone for 2 weeks, and it's been a heck of a 2 weeks, people. We've got a lot to share with you tonight. Glad you tuned in, and those who are listening to the archive. From this point forward for generations to come, this is definitely a landmark radio show this evening, and we're so glad you're here with us, both those who are listening in the United States and those who are listening around the world. And it's going to be an interesting conversation and an opportunity for everybody, whether you're in New Zealand, like our good friend Susie, and who's there, Susan, who's in New Zealand, and to our friends in the UK, and we've got tremendous friends down in the European nations, and we've got friends up in Canada, and you guys have your own situations there, and then we've got our friends here in the United States, and we have our situations here, which I think will become apparent as we continue to talk this evening, not to try to be too mystical but about everything, but we'll get into the meat of the show. Before I do, I want to introduce our fearless leader, honest to God, one of the most compelling, fascinating women I've ever known, and it just does not even matter what's going on. She's steady as a rock, and not only that, she is determined. She has incredible vision. I mean, Carolyn is truly a visionary. She knows what she wants. She knows what her purpose is. She knows her own integrity. She is not going to let people push her around. She's going to say her words, and she is going to create her opportunities and her outcomes on behalf of herself and also behalf of others with incredible integrity. And this has allowed her to go from a woman who started out in medical school, went into naturopathic school, has studied every single discipline there is, from acupuncture to herbalism to everything you can imagine, who has spun herself into an author and an expert on so many topics because of her incredible mind, her research, her background, the way she thinks about things. She's got incredible that good old-fashioned Canadian common sense. She doesn't get hyped up in the hype. She just stays real steady with things. And it has allowed her to even move into this new position of being the CEO of her own company and creating her own formulas, mostly out of a demand in the marketplace to find these nutrients, these essential nutrients that were going to work and work in the human body, work in the human body the way the human body is designed, work with the digestive systems, work with the cells, and work to be appropriate dietary supplements. Dietary supplements is what she created. And she's also created a whirlwind of all kinds of other things, and we're here to have her on the show with us tonight. We're so grateful she's with us and so grateful that she is our fearless leader and that she's here once again helping us and learning us and teaching us and being with us and doing so many things for us. So welcome again, without further ado, to her very own radio program, Dr. Carolyn Dean. Uh-oh.
I'm waiting for the yay. I am waiting for the yay.
Wait a minute. They're not happening. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Our little studio.
Okay, now we begin. Yeah, this, well, not so much mystical, but mystifying wording that Ginny was saying at the beginning. Yes, what's happened is we have to change the tenor of our show, of our whole thrust in how we're trying to help people. Ginny put out her blog about dietary supplements, and that's sort of foreshadowing. Dietary supplement, a product intended to add further nutritional value to the diet. It doesn't do anything but just helps you stay healthy, stay the way you are. And why she put that out is because our words are being modified, are being assessed by the FDA. So when Michael Brown writes his song, Talk to the Carolyn, I don't know how much I can back anymore. Michael also sent us another song. I don't know if he even knew what was happening, but he sent a song, A Beautiful Day, which is it's basically just being happy that we have a beautiful day, that we can be healthy, we are healthy, we're healthy and wealthy and waiting for more. I mean, this is our new mantra. We're healthy as opposed to the other words that we're not even allowed to say. What happened to me as soon as I found out that I couldn't speak my words anymore is I got a sore throat. That's total biology. It is total biology. My words are being monitored, and I can't say what I want to say, so my throat kind of seized up. Because what happened is our company, doing business as RNA Reset, received a warning letter from the FDA on July 3rd, 2017, the day I arrived back home after several weeks of visiting our manufacturers as part of our due diligence for FDA compliance. The warning letter said that the FDA reviewed our RNA Reset website and determined the following. The claims on your website and personal testimonials recommending or describing the use of the products establish that the products are drugs under Section 201F1B of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. Because they are intended for the use in the diagnosis, cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of disease. So they're saying that because we used to talk about our products being helpful in diagnosis, cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of disease, we've made them into drugs. So they go on. Introducing or delivering these products in interstate commerce for such uses violates the Act. So here's the dilemma. The public focuses on disease too much because most of the discussion about our bodies is that when something goes wrong, you need a drug to take care of it. There's not that much talk about prevention, except, then you get the complete opposite where, when people feel unhealthy and when they feel they're getting older, they jump into overzealous exercising and actually kind of run their bodies down because they overexercise. So there's not that much balance. So I'm just continuing on here. I'm going to sidebar myself so much, but I say that's why there's no real folk wisdom left in the world where people take care of their own common complaints themselves with herbs or homeopathy or nutrients. And if someone like myself comes along and says, well, you can take care of these things with herbs, homeopathy, or nutrients, then I get told I'm telling people to take drugs, and that's illegal. So the way it's been focused, the way we've been educated is that if someone has a symptom, they rush off to the doctor tries to name the disease, and then the disease is treated with a drug. That's the legal, that's what's allowed. And if you use something natural to treat a disease symptom, that, according to the FDA definition, makes that nutrient a drug. Because it's a drug, it has to go through millions of dollars of drug trials like all the other drugs. So they give examples of our Remite, Realign, Remag, Restructure, Recalcia, and they say they're not generally recognized as safe and effective for the above referenced uses, and therefore the products are new drugs under another section. And new drugs may not be legally introduced into interstate commerce without prior approval from the FDA, as described in other sections of the Act. The FDA approves a new drug on the basis of scientific data and information demonstrating that the drug is safe and effective. Just like pharmaceutical drugs are safe and effective. They go on in the warning letter, prescription drugs can only be used safely at the direction and under the supervision of a licensed practitioner. If it is impossible to write adequate directions for a layperson to use your product safely for their intended purposes, then accordingly these products fail to bear since they fail to bear adequate directions for their intended use, therefore the products are misbranded under section of the Act, so-and-so under the Act, and violates the Act. And then they, stated places on our website where we say that, as I know from research, that the certain products we use can be helpful in certain states. Well, they say, this letter is not an all-inclusive statement of violations associated with your products or their labeling. It is your responsibility to ensure all products marketed by your firm comply with the Act and its implementing regulations. We advise you to review your website and product labels. We request you take prompt action to correct all violations associated with your products. Failure to do so may result in enforcement action without further notice, such as seizure and or injunction. So what we did, and we do have FDA compliance consultants that we work with on our labels. We've always tried to be within the guidelines, but then this making claims came as a bit of a shock because we just thought we were within the guidelines. So this is where the cottage industries have multiplied in the country to help supplement companies navigate the ever-changing rules that the FDA imposes on supplements. And as they say, this letter is not all-inclusive. So we're not smart enough to do this on our own. We have to hire consultants and lawyers, and they even said to me when I said, well, there's nothing we can say on our radio show. Oh, you can tell them about the warning letter. And so I said, well, then the FDA will get mad because we're telling them about the warning letter. You're exposing them. Oh, no. People have to know that there are limits, and, you can't be out there telling people that you can treat disease. So what we have in the cottage industry is ex-FDA employees who are keeping the mantra of the FDA alive. Yes, so they're upholding the FDA rules and laws, and we're going to comply. There's no question about that because, I'm past the days when, I stubbed my nose at an offer to give my license back after I spoke out about sugar on a national Canadian television show, and then a plant was sent into my office, and a young man actually accused me to my licensing body up in Canada, up in Ontario. He accused me of not giving him a homeopathic remedy on his first visit to treat his hay fever. If I had given him a homeopathic remedy on his first visit, he would have accused me of not doing testing and giving him a remedy. So I was set up because I complained about sugar. I spoke about sugar on a national TV show. So when eventually, years later, after I'd left Canada, my license, which I no longer had in Canada, it was supposedly taken away by a kangaroo court that didn't even invite me to the meeting, just to show my physician friends that they shouldn't get involved with alternatives. It was kind of a warning. So when that happened, when I finally got wind of it, and I spoke with lawyers up in Toronto, I was told, oh, yeah, all you have to do is say you don't believe in alternative medicine, denounce alternative medicine, and we'll give you your license back. And I said, no, I'd rather not. So it's a matter of, just trying to get everybody on the same kind of drug page is what happens in medicine, and it looks like it's happening in the dietary supplement world. So what we're able to do now is just say that our supplements are for healthy people. We can't talk about disease. And here's what our testimonials are going to look like. Here's the first one. You're an angel to the world. I was taking magnesium for so long in a spray, and I forgot about it because I was feeling so good. And then redact. Then I started spraying again and told so many people about the reason to start with magnesium. This is a miracle. My husband, redact. I am so happy to find your products and will incorporate them into our lives till the end of time. Thank you so much. So that's what it's going to look like. And, Ginny and I might just say, well, I don't know if we need this radio show. What we are going to tell people is, and our lawyer today said that we could tell people they could Google my name and see if they can find information that they're looking for. But one of our consultants was very happy to say that, oh, yes, when I was in the FDA, we would call up companies and pretend to be a customer and wanted health advice, and if we were given it, then we would censure the company. So we have to be very careful. We've always been careful, but looks like we have to be more careful. Here's a testimonial from Roman. Now, people may remember Roman. He's been on our formulas for over a year now, and he's feeling so healthy that he got a new girlfriend, and she's pregnant with their baby, and he's so excited. He's 52. He never thought he'd be a dad, so he's going to be a dad for the first time, and he credits this good health that he's feeling with the complement formulas to his ability to be a dad. So our dietary supplements are for healthy people. Here's our yeast book. Now, we probably have to redact the yeast book because I do talk about products in there, but Margaret and Candace said, hello, you lovely people. I just had to write and tell you how amazing this book is. Carolyn has outdone herself again. If someone reading this had no idea of yeast and its conditions or what to do, they certainly will after reading this e-book. While I haven't had time to read every paragraph, I just kept saying, oh, my goodness, since there's so much concise information included and even recipes. Thank you. Your generosity and kindness knows no bounds. And then there's... We've gotten a number of mailbag questions, and we'll probably go through some of them to show you how we have to talk about our products now, or not talk. We can't talk about our products actually. Here's a testimonial. I mean, this would have been amazing to hear, but this is a report from a mother about her 18-year-old son. She says, I wanted to send a total body reset update, particularly about my son who is labeled with Down syndrome and autism. He's nonverbal and considered globally delayed. And she says, we would not be without these products ever. Thank you. I would encourage all parents who have kids with complex physical and cognitive issues to include them in their health maintenance regime. They're not disease. She said the words health maintenance, and I tell everybody who asks. And then there's a couple of pages of redaction, more redaction, redact. And then I'm grateful through and through for your kind and generous heart that allows us to be fed with such pure power. Sending big love. You are with me every day with every drop and spoonful. So this is the State of the Union address today, folks. It'll be interesting how I deal with questions. I have no idea what I'm going to say. I know customer service is in a bit of a quandary because we're not allowed to say we can treat anything. This testimonial, the testimonials are coming in where they just say, these are wonderful like this gentleman sends, thank you so much. I love these products. I'm in love with Dr. Dean. Ha. I cannot believe how good I'm feeling on them. I have my wife and our adorable 16-year-old daughter on them as well. This stuff is heaven sent. Redact. I feel like a kid again. Honestly, I feel I'm getting my life back. Redact. I have since read 7 of her other books. I'm still reading. I want to read and listen to everything she has done, telling everyone I know about her and these products. I simply cannot express my gratitude and how thankful I am to all of you. I think she just saved my Redact. I'll never go off these products. I have them lined up perfectly on my counter and polish them every day. I know that sounds crazy, but they are sacred to me now. Dr. Dean truly is a genius. There'll be a special place in heaven for all of you. With tears in my eyes, thank you. So to get healthy, not to get healthy, to treat your healthy body, then you can take these formulas. That's what we can say. Another person, 27-year-old in Saudi Arabia, I'm sending these emails to share my Redact results. I originally purchased your Redact product for my Redact brother. Since I've heard a lot of good things about magnesium in the brain, I also read lots of papers on magnesium deficiency and its Redact implications. And it's been almost a week now since we both started supplementing, and so far the results have been very welcomed. Redact. As for me, I really didn't think I needed Redact, but wow, was I surprised at how good it made me feel within a couple of days. Redact, and big, long Redact, more Redact, and that's it. So, I don't know. What do you think, Ginny? Are we going to be able to do a show where I just say Redact the whole time? What do you think?
Well, let's say this first of all. I think the one thing that we do know is that, and we are working it out, but we do know that dietary supplements, they were very clear. You cannot use, if you have a disease, including a headache or a toe fungus or any kind of thing, any kind of anomaly with your body, you require a drug. The FDA was very clear about that, and when they explained everything to us, and that that drug even can come in the form of an over-the-counter drug, let's say, but it has to be a drug. Now, if you are going to be healthy, you can use the crap out of supplements. And that's what the direction that we're going to have to go in its entirety is we're going to have to focus on healthy people staying healthy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And, so what's unfortunate is that what we tried to bring home to the FDA, and we talked about this with the attorney and everybody else, is we tell people you don't have a disease. You have a magnesium deficiency. And they said, oh, yeah, you know what, you can say that. You can absolutely say that you have a magnesium deficiency, and you should take magnesium for your magnesium deficiency. But where you can't go is the next tier of what are the conditions of a magnesium deficiency. What would those symptoms be? And so this is where the quandary is it's like it's almost like, when you were in school and you got a big piece of paper and then you folded it and then you cut, and then you made a snowflake. Our whole process of doing business has been turned into a snowflake pattern. It's been cut, and now we have to go back through and say, okay, it's still a pretty picture. We can still work with it because we have the most extraordinary dietary supplements. And we can talk about our products in terms of the quality of them. We can talk about how they're made. We can talk about how affordable they are. We can talk about the value-added customer service that we get in terms of the speed, the way people get the products, the way they're packaged. So we can talk about our products. And as a matter of fact, it was funny because Kevin, one of our guys who hangs out with us quite a bit, Kevin had written a testimonial on our website. I think it's the only one that gets to stay. And it was something of, she said, now this is a lovely testimonial right here. RNA Reset, the Total Body Reset formulas are the best, dietary supplements that I've used, that I've taken, with other supplements, this and that. And it was actually quite lovely. Let's see if I can find it. I'll read the actual words that he wrote. And she's like, we can keep this one, but, these other ones have to go, type of a thing. And it's, so we just have to find the middle ground with all this, everybody, and it's going to take a minute. And, of course, you can imagine, Carolyn's a little bit irritated. I am too, but, I mean, we get these emails every single day that people's lives have been changed, and we know that that's happening. And now I think probably we're going to have to convince our customers that they're healthier than they are. We just can talk about your health. And if it's like, well, I have Redact, and it's like, okay, you might only have Redact, but look at all this other great health that you have. So, you may have to see a doctor for your Redact, but you can deal with this, and they're going to have to read in between the lines and understand, and it is. It's going to be something to kind of work this all out. But the other thing is we also have a lot of customers who are healthy, and they do use our products strictly for health maintenance. And I asked some of them to call in tonight, Carolyn, because we want to give a new framework for this conversation. And I thought maybe we could talk to a couple of those people in the first hour or so and get their view, because we do have people who come to us who are not chronically challenged, who are really healthy and love the product. So what do you think about that?
Yes, and it makes me think, we asked about, well, look at the testimonials on Facebook and Amazon. Those companies, their sales of all their products depend on testimonials, and there was, big sigh, like, yeah, we wish we could stop that too. So it's something that you're not going to be able to put your testimonials on our website anymore. Or we'll just redact the heck out of them, or you can go to Amazon and Facebook, and actually it becomes more of a person's responsibility to help their friends and family, because they're not going to get much information from customer service anymore. Again, not that we never diagnose disease, we never gave medical information, but what they say is even any of my books, even Magnesium Miracle that's coming out in the middle of August, because it has the name of my products in there, it's advertising, and we can't really talk about it. So that's why we say to people, well, just get back to what I used to say at the end of my blogs. Just Google my name and your question and see what you come up with. And, do your research that way on my information, because it's all out there. All my books are out there. So anyway, yes, customers who've been healthy. When I was in practice in Toronto, I had kind of a sick population practice and a well patient population practice where people just wanted to stay healthy. And I think we kind of swung it in the direction of sick and complicated, complex cases, because, we were there, ready to hold hands with people and basically just encourage them that what they were taking is safe and they could continue on. But now people are going to have to get that reinforcement either elsewhere or just really step up and do your research on our information and, make up your own mind. So, yes, I'd like to hear from people. I don't know what I'll say to people if they phone in and start talking about diseases. I don't know what we're allowed to say. I often say, well, if it were me, I'd do this and that. I never tell people what they should do. But if they phone up, even some of the mailbags today, when we go over it, for example, just before we get to the calls, Ginny, someone is saying, can you suggest what protocol Dr. Dean recommends for low blood sugar and also to help someone with insulin resistance? So those are two disease states, and all I can say is that, what can I say? Magnesium helps balance blood sugar. I think that's what I can say. For example, when we look at labels or educational content, a label can say helps improve your mood, but can't say reduces depression. So you can say mood, but not depression. You can say maintains a healthy circulatory system, but not prevents cardiovascular disease. You can say we maintain cholesterol in the healthy range, but not lowers cholesterol. So we're just going to have to get good at the Newspeak. Was that in 1984 or Brave New World? Maybe it was Brave New World. We have to do the Newspeak on what we're able to say because our words are redactable. So over to you, Ginny. Let's have people come in and eulogize about their good health.
Well, I think it's important because we do want to, like I said, give people a framework for how, the appropriate way to use the products and to also experience perfect health because I know I'm perfectly healthy and I have a great structure and function in my body, and I use the products for that purpose. And that's the thing that, we have to focus on. And on the days that, I have, let's say, a headache, I'm not into taking, let's say, drugs. So those days I would just have to kind of shine it on and keep going. And that's, where we've got to be in our position is how to expect that our bodies are perfectly healthy and they're going to cooperate with us. And if we give them the proper nutrition and the right fundamental ingredients. So, okay, but like I said, we've got lots of healthy customers, and they know how to talk about the products, and I asked a couple of them to call in tonight. So let's go out to San Diego to area code. Where did it go? Oh, did she just disappear on me? Oh, she might have. I was just going to San Diego, and then she might have accidentally dropped the phone. Okay, so let's go out to Charleston, South Carolina. Area code 401. You're on the line tonight with Dr. Dean.
Hi, Dr. Dean. It's Sheila from Charleston. How are you?
Hi, Sheila.
Hey,
I'm
Jeannie.
good, thank you.
Good.
Hi, honey.
Yes, is all. Hey, how are you, sweetie?
Very good, thank you.
Good. So I can say I've been on the products since they started, which was when? What is that, 6 years? Is that right?
Yep. I don't know. Bob's not here for timing. So I think it's been 6 years. Oh, my gosh.
I think it has been 6 years, yeah. And I've never had a health issue. I never had a disease. I had nothing that needed treatment. And I take them purely to feel good, and I do feel good. I take, my magnesium and the Remite in the morning, and I can feel my energy perk up, and the same with the Restructure. The Realign is fabulous for just feeling digestive juices flowing. And, I feel great, and it's just purely to make me feel better. There ain't a damn thing wrong with me. So there.
So there. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
And it's true.
Very good. Thank you, Sheila.
So, yes,
thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful products. I'm very, very grateful and appreciative.
You're welcome. Very good.
Excellent. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. And what have you been up to these days? What have you been painting?
Oh, gosh. Painting the big thing, the Ark of the Covenant, on and off. I think it's been 2 years now, so hoping to get it done before September 23rd. That's the
very good, outstanding, outstanding.
The bizarre deadline that some of us know about.
Very good, excellent. All right, well, thanks for calling in this evening. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, honey.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, there she is, area code 858-858 out to California. You're on the line with Dr. Carolyn Dean this evening.
Hello, Jenny. This is Kim. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. I just wanted to say thank you, for you spending the energy and time making these available. In the last 5 years, I've gotten happier and healthier, and I've had so many challenges the last 2 weeks with family and work, and I was able to breathe through everything because my body didn't have any resistance to all that because I feel very happy and very healthy. And that's all I can say is the products do that. They keep my body healthy, and I don't worry about the things that come around me. I can just easily deal with them, and it feels fabulous to know that and to be able to just pack up what I need every morning. And even if I'm not home until late in the evening, it's so easy to take your things. I have them with me, and I can easily just continue to use them all day and stay completely in balance. And I really appreciate that more than you know. I'm eternally grateful to you for everything that you have done. So, and the other thing is I'm working to be the Energizer Bunny like you are and Jenny and Bob.
You sound pretty energetic every time I hear you on the show. So thank you very much, Kim. I'll be visiting with you soon. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. So am I. Thank you. Bye, Jenny.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Thank you. Thank you for calling in tonight, Kim.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now let's go to area code 925, Walnut Creek. I don't know who this person is, and let's see what they have to say about their health.
Okay, I'm going to talk to her. Hello.
Hello? Yes, go ahead, please.
This is Ernie Dillon. I just wanted to say thank you also for your products. I love them. I'm feeling wonderful, and I'm just very happy I found you.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Do we know, is it Ernie? Did you call yourself Ernie? Oh.
Yes. Remember, I talked to you a while back about my husband had a liver transplant, and then my mother was doing a hip replacement, and she did wonderful. I've been very busy on the go, and my daughter's having a baby. She has a little autistic child also, and so she's needed some help. So I'm kind of the little helper of the family.
Yeah, of course you are. I know. This is what happens to our very healthy supplement takers. They end up having to do everything for everybody else. But then what you do is, you start taking your products, and you start taking your products, and you can be healthy like me as well. So that's perfect. Thank you.
And I love your product. I mean, I ran out of Reline, and I just got it back, and I love that stuff.
Yes, and we won't say what the Reline does, but it does. It has methylated. It had methylated bees. I think we can say the ingredients because we have those on the label on the website. Methylated bees and 2 sulfur-based amino acids. One is a precursor to glutathione. So, it does pretty remarkable things in a healthy body. So, you're perfect. Perfect words, Ernie. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you too. Because you know what's funny is my neighbor. So she's been real interested, and then she read that thing about your license, and I said, just listen to her. She explains it. I said, she explains it, and, because she's like, I'm going to try it. And then I tell her that your wonderful, wonderful products feel great when you just, So anyway, well, thank you, and I appreciate all your knowledge, too. Anyway.
Thank you. Appreciate you calling in. Okay, take care and say hi to the family and tell them I'm happy that they're taking things. And yes, although we don't treat autism, you might have heard that one of the redacted emails that I read out was the mother who's using it with her son, who has Down syndrome, autism, globally delayed, and she's using it for his health maintenance. So, yes.
I did, yeah. So, yeah, she's actually doing that. She's giving it to her also. So, yeah, so I think she's come a long ways. The 3-year-old, she's doing much better. They're really getting on the program to be healthy, and so yeah. Okay. Well,
and being healthy is, it's underrated, because what we're talking about, when you can maintain your health, then you don't catch colds unless you have a total biology reason to do so. You don't catch flus. You don't then go to the doctor and need antibiotics, which in these children ends up, causing their immune system to overwork, trying to work with the antibiotic, etc. So staying healthy is very important, and that's what we're focusing on with our products, is having you stay healthy on a day-to-day basis. So there.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Well, thanks for talking to me. We'll talk to you again. Okay. I always listen. Thanks. I just don't always call in.
I see. Okay. You're regular. Great. Yes. Well, thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Outstanding. Okay, let's see. Who else can we talk to tonight? So many wonderful people. Let's go to, where are we here? Let's go to, I'm losing my people now. Here we go. Let's go down to South Africa. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I don't use this product to mend anything or fix anything or heal anything or cure anything or alleviate anything or improve anything or rebuild anything or reconcile anything or regenerate anything. I definitely don't use it to rehabilitate anything, to rejuvenate, to repair, to restore, to revive, to soothe, to treat, to aid, or to help. So...
Perfect words. And here are some more perfect words. Now, I don't know if this will come through, but this is the song Michael sent yesterday. Did you put it up on the board by chance, Ginny? I know you haven't had a minute, and I forgot to ask Bill. Okay,
no, I didn't. Okay.
I'll put it on.
Beautiful day, good to be here, when almost everyone disappears, when almost everyone's waiting in line. It's good to meet you in this world of mine, on this beautiful day.
So that's Michael Brown, who's on the phone with us right now, and he called it A Beautiful Day, but then now it looks like Bob made him change the title. You can go to YouTube and find it called Slacking on Payday. So Bob totally hijacked the title. But I thought it was perfect. It's like we're just trying to help people have their beautiful day. And we love the talk to the Carolyn, but it is that's kind of the old mode where people who are sick and down wanted to talk to me, but now it's a beautiful day because we've all been taking the formulas and we feel so fine, right, Michael?
Yeah, the beautiful thing about these... with these products, I've treated them the same way I treat anything that I put in my body. Is I let my body tell me what's going on. And the way my body works with things like supplements is that if they don't work, I just end up not taking them. I suddenly realize after a couple of weeks, I'm not taking that anymore. And that's never happened with these. And what I do notice is that when I have not been on the formulas, I do tend to think about my health a lot. But when I'm on them, I don't think about my health at all. Health is not an issue for me. It's not a thing that I get up and think about during the day. And another amazing thing about this is that I'm now able to say that I'm a hydrated person because with your products, Carolyn, and taking them with water, it's enabled me to regulate the amount of water I take. And, of course, taking the sea salt with it. And it's the first time, when I started making my water like that and saying this is how much I'm going to drink every day, that I discovered that I've lived most of my life as a dehydrated person without realizing it. And so I'm very appreciative for the water aspect of it, that it's really encouraged me to drink more water. But for me, it's not about a means to an end. I'm not interested in the means to an end in my life anymore in any respect. It's just about lifestyle. And so when I'm on these formulas, I know that I can eat for pleasure. I don't eat to try and do something and to accomplish something. I eat for absolute pleasure because I know there's a part of me that's totally at peace that I'm getting exactly what I require to be well, just to be a normal, happy, healthy person enjoying my life, getting up every day and enjoying being alive. And that's kind of why I take them, so that I don't have to think about health and I don't have to think about those things, which to me are, I don't want to. I want to be thinking about, being creative and having fun and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely appreciate them on that level, and I have been on them and I've been off them, so I have a barometer of what it's like to be on them and what it's like to be off them. And when I'm off them, I definitely do become more paranoid about what I put in my mouth and, how much excesses I'm taking and stuff. But with this, I feel absolutely wonderful. I still have contrast and things, but it's just part of being alive. But my mode these days is just very happy and quite selfishly happy. And thank you very much.
You're very welcome. We totally appreciate you. I wish you weren't so far away. We could just squeeze you. You're just so huggable. But that'll happen one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome. Thanks,
okay.
Michael. Aloha.
Good night, all. Good night, Jenny.
Bye, Michael. Thank you for calling in. Bye, sweetheart. Yeah, that is like South Africa is so far away, and then on top of that, Michael is so far away in South Africa because he's got some kind of like strange thing going on where when we ship him his packages, it goes into the what I can't remember what they call it, it's some kind of special zone where it's not even like desolate or something. I mean, it's incredible how far away he is even in South Africa. So he's really far away. Yeah. Bless his heart. Okay, 602-666-6027 is the number to call tonight, and we're talking with Dr. Dean about how to use the products for health, how these dietary supplements sustain your health. And let's go to area code 832, the great state of Texas. You're on the line with Dr. Carolyn Dean this evening. If you could give us your name and then state your comment.
And I'm calling from Texas. Hi, this is Bart, and I'm calling from Texas.
Hey,
Hi,
Bart.
Barbie.
Yes. We caught it the second time round, so perfect.
Okay. I love you guys. I want to say that first. You guys are awesome. You are you really are like the power team, and I'll include everybody, including Bob, in that. But I could probably go on for a long time. So because I've been on the product since the whole complement formulas since they came out. But I know, if I can quote Ion, they said that there would be a point, Carolyn, where you would have so many people getting well and so many healthy people in your audience that the calls would just be people calling in to say how great they were feeling, and it feels like this is the turning point.
Very nice. Yeah.
And it's also funny, they sort of did an advertisement a while ago and included the FDA in their sort of commercial. Mm-hmm. They said, Ian said, we're going to put, do not buy our shit. This is for Ascension only. Do not buy. Warning. The FDA says don't do it. Do not do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. Don't do what? We didn't say. Just don't do it. And then Ian said, it is very difficult to expire with these products. So that could be one of your I don't know, if you have to avoid speaking certain things, then you can say it's very difficult to expire with these products. But it's a great turning point in the conversation that you're only speaking of wellness and speaking of health and really how great you're doing, because that's your your words serving you. And when I was a little disappointed because I didn't have anything to really say as a testimony that had cleared up, because I never had any real issues. But I will say that I was on a whole grocery list of supplements before I found you guys. And everything from St. John's wort to ginkgo to ginseng and protein powders and vitamins, supplements and all of that. And when I got introduced to, I think, one of the first products, we know what the first one was that I started, but it was the next one I started was the Realign, and then I did Remag, Remite, and then Realign and Restructure. And basically, as soon as I started the first product, I wanted to get everything that was coming out that you were selling. It was like a completely different experience from the supplements and everything that I had been taking before. So, and what I would say about the products, I've been on them now for since everything came out, so probably six years. Is that they're basically like the private reserve, sort of. You know how they have private reserve reserved for royalty. It seems like this is on a whole different order than other products that I've been on. It completely stands apart, and I've been taking everything diligently and blissfully so. It's completely turned around my experience, my sense of well-being, and just happiness in my life, and satisfaction with my life. There's a lot of things that I can say because I've had a number of sort of revelatory experiences as I've been on these and seen how they've improved my life. But I'll just suffice to say that it is like a private reserve, and it's a very special stuff that you're selling. And even if you think you have a pretty good standard of living, this is like far and above anything any other sort of supplements or anything you might take just for to enhance your life, basically.
Right. Perfect. Yes, you're the perfect example of I'm perfectly well, but I'm ready for more. And then people don't know the moreness they can feel until they do something like the complement formulas. We really don't know our potential until we reach for it. And over the years, people have reached for more through exercise or meditation or drugs and, different forms of drugs. But these are just simple dietary supplements that seem to have a unique synergistic capacity and ability to expand our.
It brings everything up to the next level. Like it feels like another level.
Okay.
But you're right because I had meditated seriously for years and took all of these products. I worked out and exercised.
Bart, hold on just one sec. We got to take a break. We'll come back right at the top of the hour. Hang on one sec.
Okay.
You can also get updates and resources online by visiting drcarolyndean.com.
AchieveRadio.com.
Describe the words you know regarding amino acids and our process of ascension. We are trying to get to the marriage supper of the Lamb.
What happens in the blood is you require protein carriers for different things through the blood.
Protein carriers in the blood segue through basically the essence of lysine to change the way that the molecules or the specific gravity how blood is. If you change its molecular specific gravity, you change how it flows. It's the blood that gives you strength from day to day, and it will never lose its power. The methylation, but it changes the specific, the outcome of the methylation changes the specific gravity of blood. When you start spinning out patients who have been ingesting RNA drops, the specific gravity of their blood will change.
Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AchieveRadio.
Sometimes your body not feel so fine, head hanging low most of the time. Got that meat sack not doing good, head hanging low, don't feel like you should. I talk to the Carolyn. What? Talk to the Carolyn.
This product is only for ascending people.
Talk to the Carolyn.
Not for unhealthy people. Not people who are sick. Not people
We're not here to cure anything. We're not here to help anything. We're not trying to soothe anything. We're not trying to make you happy. We're not trying to prove your happiness. We're not trying to see that you're whether or not you're happy. We are not here that this product was not created for your benefit, for your pleasure, or for your enjoyable delightment. It's not for that. It's only for the ascending.
Okay, welcome back. Hour 2 live with Dr. Carolyn Dean here with AchieveRadio.com. And we've got our new disclaimer. We've got Michael's song and A Beautiful Day. And we're switching things out and we're getting our mojo together. And we've got healthy people calling in and talking about how extraordinary the formulas are. And Bart made a very good point. We'll bring Bart back in to say, Carolyn, and so many of our customers do say that they're taking just a boatload of formulas and then they start using ours and they see what the real power is and they drop things so they don't have to take as much. And that is a response to this whole idea of dietary supplements supporting healthy living bodies. I mean, that's exactly what ours do. They tap into the life force and ramp it up.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, people should know when they're working and if they're working, there should be a tweak that occurs and so that you're not just taking supplements out of fear, or you're not just buying the words of the supplements. And, you know, when you look at what the FDA is faced with, or right now there's 55,000 different supplements. There's hundreds of supplement companies. And, you know, we know from experience with people we've dealt with that anybody can sell anything. and they'll sell things and get away with making claims and doing all sorts of things until they, become big enough that the FDA wants to make sure they're doing it right. And so, whether the law changes in the future or not, we'll just bob and weave and be compliant and not ruffle any feathers, because we are not going to put your dietary supplements in jeopardy. I've told you many times about my work going to Codex and realizing that supplements could be in jeopardy and that we had to protect them, protect the right to choose what we wanted to do with our health. And I think the FDA, they have their mandate to make sure we follow these rules just to keep everybody in line. And they don't have a rule for us and then a rule for somebody else, or they just can't do that. So we just have to put ourselves in the middle of their rules until we as Americans decide we want something different. So and I don't know that I'd ever get political gain, because you're just banging up against a brick wall, but I don't know that the FDA is being fair enough to small businesses, and it's small businesses that make this country run. I mean, the number of people that we employ at the manufacturing end of things, we go to these manufacturing plants and see that we're providing the business for 3/4 of the company. We are the customer. So it's very important that we, maintain our integrity at the same time as being, within the law, and we'll kind of have a bit of fun with it with our redact, but it's much better than being angry. I mean, my saying about that, being angry at somebody else is like you taking poison and expecting the other guy to die. It doesn't serve anybody. And working with somebody like Ginny and with Chad, we're all very level-headed about what we're doing, and we'll have fun with it, and we'll continue to thrive. So there.
Very good. Perfect words. So yes, your stuff is safe with Dr. Dean at the helm.
Okay, Bart, your final words. What do you have to say?
I should wrap it up. I could go on and on because I had a lot of stuff running through my head, but it's funny. Like you said, I was on all these other products and taking them because I wanted to feel better. And as soon as I just tasted the Complement, the first products that came out, I just dropped everything I was taking and got on the Complement formulas. And it's like, when you're taking ginseng, you're taking something for energy or mood enhancement or whatever, it feels like it's almost like artificial, the change that's done, and it goes away. But what I found on these products is that there's something that it's much more subtle, and it doesn't feel like there's the boost that's required with other supplements exactly. It's like there's something that's self-sustaining in your body once it gets the nutrition that it wants. And that separates these products from other sort of regular supplements. It feels like you're really like when your body gets what it sort of craves or desires, the nutrition, it thrives on that, and it feels like it's able to sustain itself. Like when you're taking other supplements, you feel like you're having to refuel and you're sort of dragging this body around that you have to keep charged. And something different happens here where it's not this chore. It feels like there's like a real abundance that comes, from your body, as odd as that may sound, from taking these.
Yeah, your body responds in kind. It resonates with the electrical activity. I mean, that's the beauty of minerals. And like Michael was saying about hydration, you can't you can't have electromagnetic energy in the body without a certain amount of water and a certain amount of minerals. And that's where the sea salt and the hydration and then the magnesium and the multiple minerals come into play. It's an incredible synergism. And what what people have said, there are a lot of healthy people taking the products, and they say they do a lot of energy work and meditate and maybe use energy machines or whatever. And they say when they started taking the minerals, they found that all that was enhanced. It was really increased a few notches because the electrolytes in your body are what's required to run the electricity in your body, and somehow, I mean, that's not even wording that we learned in medical school, even though you use an electrocardiogram to measure the electrical activity of your heart and an electroencephalogram to measure the electrical activity of your brain. So we know we need the electrolytes, but as I've said many times, the magnesium is not even measured as an electrolyte in the bloodstream. So that's why doctors, don't know about the minerals and the mineral balance and don't regard it as important, and why it is very important for us to keep, educating, getting the information out, and now, relying more and more on our customers to get the information out so that we can be educated about this, because it is being hampered because supplement companies who would be educating aren't allowed to make any claims about what they're doing. And we understand, again, why that can be, because some people will make bogus claims, but it means it harms everybody when we can't say exactly what we're doing. So, anyway.
It's kind of like the contrast that creates the pearl. So shifting the conversation is probably the pearl that will come out of this to wellness. But yeah, I'll just say that the products are like basically like blessings in a bottle. I'll just say that.
Perfect. Blessings in a bottle. I don't know, though. Yeah. Is that a claim, Jenny? What do you think? Is that a claim?
Can you say?
I definitely hope it's not. It's definitely not a claim, because we didn't say the "duh" word. So I think we're good.
It's like magic. Or is that going to offend the Federation of Wizards?
No, it's a health supplement, Bart. It's a dietary supplement.
Yes. Okay. Well, for me as a user, I would call it. I'll call it what I like, but it's completely shifted my my standard of living, my sense of my body, and sort of my outlook on things. It's gone far beyond what I would say a supplement is able to provide. I'll just leave it at that. Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you, Bartley.
Thank you, Bart, very much. We'll have to get you back and get your own radio show again, because it sounds like you have a lot to say.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I've been around long enough, so so I could go on, but all right, so I'm thanks for letting me call in, and I'm very happy that I'm still taking these, and I'm going to take everything that comes out, and I'm kind of like that drunk guy at a party who loves everybody, except I'm sober. Okay, well, you guys,
good.
It was good to talk to you guys. Have a good night.
Okay.
All right, bye, Bart.
Okay, bye.
Okay, very good. That was cute. Let's go to Ohio, the great state of Ohio. Hello, Ohio. Isn't that
Jenny.
A Pretender song? Hey, ho, ho, oh, Ohio. Yeah, that's a Pretender song. Hey, how are you?
Hi, Dr. Dean. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, who've we got here?
This is Kevin from Ohio.
Oh, Kevin. Hi,
and
Kevin.
I called just to tell you, Dr. Dean, that I've tried the rest, and now I stick with the best. Dr. Dean's total body reset formulas produce superior results compared to all other health supplements I have used. Thank you, Dr. Dean, for giving me great health.
Now, Kevin is reading, but he is reading his own words. I must tell you, he was not scripted. We thought Kevin gave, the best testimonial. You were chosen by our FDA consultant as the winner of the best testimonial.
Wow. I feel privileged now.
Yes, you get to stay on the island. Everybody else was voted off the island, but you, Kevin.
Wonderful. No, mostly I just want to thank both of you and for all your tireless work for our health freedoms and giving me the ability to take these wonderful products like Remag and Remite. Over the years, I have taken just many different things like Bart was talking about, and my main concern was finding minerals that I would actually absorb. And after I came across the Pico size minerals, that's what I started taking, and I never looked back. So thank you for your tireless work. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin. That's wonderful. It's great to hear, and yes, it expresses what we have expressed to people over the years about how the minerals work. And this is something that our manufacturer sent in because someone was saying, well, how do you measure the Remag? And I've said, well, we know it's such a fine size because you can't see it under an electron microscope. When you do light scattering of the water in which Remag is dissolved, the light just goes right through. It doesn't deflect the light. And this person says, well, how do you measure it, though? What's the machine that measures it? And it's like, well, no, it probably hasn't been invented yet. But this is what the manufacturer said. This is interesting words. The detection of the presence of magnesium is done using an ICP-OES spectrometer. This tells us that there is indeed magnesium in the product and also qualifies this for us so we know how much magnesium is present. This machine does not tell us the particle size. The lab we use, called Aveca Labs, uses a Malvern PCS dynamic light scattering instrument in an attempt to find particles in Remag. The PCS analysis samples for particles in the 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer size range. No particles were detected in this size range, which means that Remag has particles that are smaller than 0.001 microns. Remag is a monatomic ionic solution. There really is no direct way to measure the ionic size bracket or ionic radius bracket. This is actually determined indirectly by measuring the bond length. Ionic radii are difficult to measure with any degree of certainty, and they vary according to the environment of the ion and also several other factors. The distance between two ions is an ionic crystal structure. The distance between two ions in an ionic crystal structure can be determined by X-ray crystallography, which gives the lengths of the sides of the unit cell of a crystal. The ionic radiance is not a fixed property of a given ion, but varies with coordination number, spin state, and many other parameters. As such, it is extremely difficult to determine the actual size of Remag particles. We know for sure that they are smaller than the 0.001 micron. With the use of X-ray crystallography, we calculate or estimate Remag particles at approximately 70 to 86 picometer in size. So there, aren't those sweet words? I'm going to send them to Ginny. Ginny, let's make use of these words because they're not talking about disease.
Yes, let's do, and please send them to me because I had a question come through with a customer who was asking just that very thing. So that's perfect. Yes, please send them to me. Yeah, no, I think that's extraordinary, and that's what. And I think, Kevin, you work around a lot of supplements and things, don't you?
I do. I actually work in a health food store, and we have many products, and Remag and Remite are two of them. And the people that I talk with that use them love them dearly, and everyone definitely appreciates all your tireless research, Dr. Dean.
Wow, that's awesome. See, Ginny keeps me away from knowing these things, or I'd get all maudlin and start tearing up and Kevin. And well, anyway, you can see what would happen. So.
Yes, I keep her in the dark about so many things. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. All right, very good. Well, thanks again for calling in, Kevin. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. And thank you for having the best testimonial. You have an FDA-approved testimonial on our website. You get extra points for that.
One last thing. I would urge everyone in their states and wherever they live to get together with like-minded people and fight for your health rights, because sometimes that government's just a little overbearing, and we have to bring the power to the people. So get out there and get active. And thank you, Dr. Dean. And thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome, Kevin. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Bye. Okay, excellent. All right, these things are going along in a steady clip, eh? I'm getting a few comments about radio quality, Bill. I'm not surprised that there's lots of interference on the radio show tonight with just people hearing and, the calls bleeping out and this and that. But maybe we can get it a little more tuned in for people. Okay, so let's see. Next phone call, we are here. Where are we here? Very good. Area code 214, the great state of Texas. You're on the line with Dr. Dean. If you could give us your name and then state your question or comment.
Hi, Jenny. It's Susanna.
Hey, Susanna.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi,
How
sweetie.
are you
What's
guys?
Up? Oh, we're
great.
Well,
I'm calling in to talk about the completement formulas. I started taking RNA drops back in July of 2012, and when I first started, I was asked, well, how's it doing? What kind of effects are you seeing? And I would say, well, I'm perfectly happy. I'm perfectly healthy, so I really haven't seen any great effects. But as time went on, I was pleasantly surprised to notice some effects that were really pretty substantial. Firstly, a relaxation, both mentally and physically, that I could sleep so much better at night, and it had such an effect on my energy, so I had more energy. And then later on, as I added more of the products, I went to the Remag, to the Remite. I take them all. So pleasantly surprised then to find in my normal day-to-day activities that I was able to do more. I had more stamina. I could do physical exertion for much longer lengths of time. I wouldn't be tired. I wouldn't feel any ill effects afterwards, like being sore. I had no soreness the next day after a lot of physical exertion. This is really fantastic, and I think that the best part of it is it was also subtle. And I was always pleasantly surprised to realize, oh my gosh, I'm not getting any headaches anymore. I can't remember the last time I had a headache. And there's been flu seasons, cold seasons that have come by and come and gone. I used to always catch the flu or catch a cold or catch strep throat. Not anymore. So, and then the other things that, again, not such a huge thing, but for me it was huge. I feel so much more limber in my body. My joints feel more lubricated and have a higher range of motion. I feel much more lubricated and able to do more physically. So that is really exciting. I really enjoy that. So, and then it's just the whole relaxation, which physically is great for sleep. Also, I hate to talk about this, but I used to have a problem with constipation, with stress, and no more. I have no problem with that anymore. That is quite delightful. So there's just a few of my little subtleties, but they've been tremendous for me, and it's just helped my well-being and me being able to live more. I didn't know how much better I could feel until I started feeling it. So,
yes, that's interesting. And when you mentioned what sounds like diseases, I thought, redact. You mentioned headaches, flus, colds, and then constipation. But really, what those conditions are, they're really not diseases as much as just not being healthy. When you're not healthy, when you feel run down, that's when, you have no energy and you're not sleeping well, then you're subject to these kind of slightly unhealthy symptoms. So, again, this is all within the purview of our dietary supplements, making healthy people even healthier. I think it's all in that same. It's all in the same category. And, it's like in my mind I'm trying to argue with the FDA that, no, Susanna wasn't talking about diseases. No. She was just a little unhealthy. And she took the complement formulas and she got so healthy that she didn't notice anything to do with her head not feeling well or having a beneficial mucus elimination or, feeling a little slow in her lower colon digestion. So, it's interesting how we kind of cross that great divide into then having diseases. When does the disease begin? And, of course, a lot of what I've talked about over the years is when a person does have magnesium deficiencies and mineral deficiencies, how can we stop them from turning into what then are diagnosed as diseases? And that's all we're trying to do with our formulas is make sure that you're hydrated, you have the 72 minerals in the sea salt, you take your magnesium and your multiple minerals, and then your body can stay healthy, make the cells that you require with the right building blocks. So it is a continuum of health that we're looking at instead of going into that slow decline into disease.
And what you're doing, I think, Carolyn and Ginny, with these complement formulas is redefining what healthy is and what the normal part of healthy is. You're redefining it and setting the bar so much higher so that people have to really get there to understand it. I thought I was pretty healthy. And now I see the difference from when I started taking the formulas to now is just night and day. And I was healthy. So to know that I can be so much more healthy and feel so much better or more better or more good, I don't know how to say it, but it's almost hard to articulate, and you have to experience it yourself to realize it.
Yeah. Yes, and that's what we ask people. I know a lot of people call customer service or get in touch and say, well, I have such and such. What protocol do I go on, or what specifically is good for me to take? And we have come to the point, and it became fairly clear to us. So we just tell people to take the whole protocol because everything works synergistically. But now I don't know if we're going to be able to say much of anything we have to start all our customer service interactions with a disclaimer that we're not allowed to talk to you about a disease, but what we can do is say that our dietary supplements hey, Ginny, take notes, Ginny. I feel it coming on. I feel the answer coming on. What we will tell customer service is, through customer service, is that our dietary supplements are a handful, whatever, 5 or 6, if you take the Recalcia, that have the proper building blocks. They have a synergism. I mean, I hear Ginny and see Ginny in her emails talk about this all the time. There's a synergism in our formulas that can give your body, along with a good diet, what it requires to help build healthy cells. And we'll say that, and it won't answer a person's question about their disease, and hopefully they'll understand why and won't blame us, but they'll, be a little more active about what's going on, and that they will then try the products and determine for themselves, because we're not trying to be in competition with other supplements. Ours are best and all the rest of it. We're just saying they are the best. You have to try them and determine for yourself. But, if people argue with us about wanting more information, that's going to be difficult, because partly it means that we have to educate people more about the FDA and how the focus of our society is on drugs, and there is no lobby for natural products. The lobby may be through the Natural Products Association, which is mainly they're not commercial, but they're representing the commercial interests of the industry. But the FDA and the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, they don't want commerce advertising health products to the public. There's something about that somehow there's a huge disconnect where the pharmaceutical companies have taken ownership of curing disease with drugs, and we can't get involved with that. So I don't know when that's going to when or if that's going to shift, but in the meantime, we'll keep making our products with the under FDA rules and laws so that they're available. And I guess we're asking our public, our customers and consumers, maybe we'll reach out in our emails to ask them to keep supporting the products and talking about them, because we're not going to be able to advertise them. We're going to need some help. So anyway, I know I'm rambling. Ginny,
no,
and me.
And I agree with you, Carolyn, and I'm here to help in any way I can. And I would just urge people to try the products, to use them, because they do work synergistically, and to give them time, to give themselves time, and to let themselves reacquaint themselves with their bodies and how their bodies are and feel. And if there is uncomfortableness or some doubt about how one is feeling, just to give it time and it will pass. That's happened to me. I've been patient and let things pass, and they always go away, and I always come out the other side feeling even better. So I just stopped the knee-jerk reaction of, oh my gosh, I need to call the doctor, or I need to take an aspirin, or I need to do something. I just let it go, put it out of my mind, and as soon as I did that, in no time, it was gone, and I was feeling better. So it's been great.
Yeah, very good. Yes, that's a hard one.
Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Susanna. Yeah, I was saying it's a hard one for people to have symptoms and not run to the doctor. It's like people have no concept of what it feels like to sit with a symptom. And we don't even recommend it over the phone. If people are asking customer service or emailing me, I say, I can't tell you what to do over the email. If you think there's a problem, you have to go to the doctor. But, a lot of people, they're educating themselves, and especially people who are on our products, they may realize they're going through a bit of a healing reaction, and just sit with it and come out the other side even better.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for letting me have some time on the air.
Thank you,
Susanna.
for calling in. Appreciate it.
Excellent. Okay, 602-666-6027. If you want to talk to Dr. Dean, you've got to hit *7 on your phone. Let me know you're on the line and you have something to say. And I'm going to now, where is that person that called in? Well, where'd she go?
Can I do a couple of mailbags then while you're looking?
Yes, you can. Please do. Yep.
Yeah. This is a quick one. Does Dr. Dean have a protocol for someone suffering from biotoxin illness with genetics that don't have proper detoxification pathways? Now, that's strictly a disease question. So we don't have a protocol for disease at all. We do not have protocols for disease. This is our new mandate, and what we do say is we have nutrients that will support the body and in all its healthy capacity to be healthy, stay healthy. That's what we have to say. Another person. Now, this is a long email, but I'll try to shorten it as I go along. Been listening to your radio program for a few weeks, slowly taking in the plethora of information. Well, not anymore. Information is no longer plessed. Very grateful for this. Feel empowered where I can educate myself about health. See, this is the thing. We're not able to educate people about health. Okay, yes, you said the magic word. We can educate about health. 46 years old and have had, redact. Been taking Remax for the last 6 weeks. Thrilled to say that the redact have stopped and my redact has reduced significantly, and I'm feeling much more relaxed and rested. Those are not diseases, so I can say them. I was redact. The dentist gave her an orthotic to put in her mouth. That'd be a bite plate of some sort. This treatment helped her sleep. That's just information. It's not her asking me. And then her question was, she says, I've been eating mostly fruit and vegetable-based diet, 50% raw, 50% cooked, 8 to 10 servings of fruit a day and vegetables, especially sweet potatoes and greens, moderate plant-based fats. Although initially I had more energy, this diet hasn't solved my redact symptoms, feel fullness in my liver. Now, this feeling fullness in the liver, you see, that much fruit is really putting a burden on the liver to break down the fructose. Fructose is glucose and galactose disaccharide, and it's not digested like glucose is. So this person is probably having problems based on the fruit. Now, too much fruit as well can cause yeast overgrowth. So this is important for this person to know that the fruit. I don't know her blood type letter because blood type letter O's really seem to need more animal protein. The giveaway. Although initially I had more energy, so in the beginning, what a plant-based high fruit diet does is detoxify somewhat. your body's not digesting heavy proteins and fats, so that it feels a little less burdened with digestion. But then you start getting symptoms. Fullness in the liver can be the beginnings of a fatty liver, which is what can happen when you have too much fruit or high fructose corn syrup drinks. She said, I've read your diet guidelines, have started adding more cooked foods and grains. I feel full many hours after I've eaten. Yet I am also feeling hungry and want to binge eat. So her body needs more minerals if she's just only taking the Remag so far. But I can't say that. I can't tell her what to take. Downloaded the Reset the Yeast Connection book and going to look at that. So she's asking me what my thoughts are on the diet. So that's all in the book. And what we'll do with our books is probably redact a lot of them too. What are my thoughts on juicing and fasting? No, and I put that in the book too. So she'll get all her answers in the book. And she says, I know I've asked a lot of questions, and we're used to questions, and that's why I write the books. But now I'll have to redact them all. Okay. I think I'll take a break while I cough for a minute, Ginny, okay?
You're going to take a break?
Well, just 2 seconds.
Okay. I'm going to say hello, area code 613, Ontario, Canada, to my buddy, who I haven't talked to in the longest. Hello.
Yeah. Hey. How
are
doing,
you?
Jen? Good, buddy.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Did you call to talk to the Carolyn tonight?
Mm-hmm. Sure, and
Excellent.
It's always lovely to hear you too, buddy.
Yeah, excellent. Glad you're doing well.
So I hear the news. That's I got the emails. That's just crazy. Carolyn, you're just mentioning about redacting your books. And I was like, does this mean like? Let's just get this all straight. Does this mean like all the the 14 or 17 books you've written in the last like 30, 40 years are legal?
Well, if we talk about them in relation to our products.
Okay.
So we can tell people, you can go and read this Yeast Reset book and read about yeast, period.
Right.
Go and read Magnesium Miracle and read about magnesium, period.
Right.
Yeah,
but you can't at the same time be endorsing a particular product.
That's right.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's all the words. It's all words, and it's how the FDA thinks it has to control dietary supplements, which, although they don't kill people. I guess they're worried that, and the pharmaceutical companies are worried that people who take dietary supplements are missing out on taking their drugs, and they think drugs are what people need for their disease. They literally believe that, and doctors believe it too, and they've never been educated as I was, even before medicine and afterwards in naturopathic school. They've never been educated about nutrients in any way. They do think of them as drugs. So that's that.
Well, it's crazy because so say like water is essential to health, right? We all agree that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it illegal to make that claim? It's like I said to my friend, hey, you should drink some water. I think it would really help you look dehydrated, and it's better for your health. Would they say, no, you're not a doctor. You can't say that?
In a sense, yes. If we said that drinking salted water will treat your heart arrhythmia or your angina or your constipation, if we use a disease word in the same sentence, we are saying that water is a drug. And you remember Dr. Joseph Krop, K-R-O-P, in Ontario, when he was attacked for doing alternative medicine. One of the charges against him was telling people to drink filtered water. Right.
You imagine what to say? Take the lead and chlorine and crap out of the water. It'll be beneficial.
Yeah.
The less frightening. Now, what about freedom of speech? Now, how about this then? And then the rabbi gets up to the congregation and says, "Now you need a kosher diet, for the ideal health, and this is the regimen that God recommends." Is he giving health information and dietary and, in effect, health advice? Is he not stepping on their orthodoxy toes too, or does he have religious freedom?
I don't know about religious freedom, but certainly health food store workers, they've been charged. Everybody's suspect. I don't know. Everybody's breaking the law in a sense. It's just a matter of looking for people, I don't know, trying to get people to tone it down, and then like we're doing, spreading the word and scaring people into following the FDA rules and laws. I don't know. It's you look at any health website, they're all making claims. They're all selling products that seem to be making claims, all of them.
How about this? Isn't magnesium a basic claim that anyone can make? You've written definitive books on it. Is that illegal just to say that magnesium is essential and you should take it for overall good health? Is that illegal to say?
No, you can say all those words. It's when you say magnesium deficiency causes heart disease, and if you take magnesium, then you won't have heart disease. I don't think you can say that.
So in other words, if you need essential magnesium for a baseline of health, and then you're having health issues, but you don't have that baseline of health, isn't it like the dog, the chicken before the egg, or what? You know what I mean?
It's just when you're using words to create this sort of ruling in order to, quote, protect the public, they just had to create these words. If you say a nutrient or a substance or something is treating a disease, then you make that substance a drug by your words, by your intent.
Did Linus Pauling do that with his comments on vitamin C? Did that get their attention at the Codex?
Oh yeah.
Right, because what? Because you popularize this meme, and then it kind of reminds me a bit of alternative gas, and I know in the early part of the petroleum industry, the Rockefellers, one of their main things was they got rid of the competition and really sewed it up for just a few big, massive players, and all the little guys. No, they just kind of pushed them out of the scene. And you want to believe that the FDA is purely just about keeping people's health safe and safe from undue claims, but it's hard not to see this other pattern. It's here you're promoting health ultimately. Why would you be stepping on people's toes?
Right, yeah. Well, they think they're right, and they have their job to do, and they're doing it. As for Linus Pauling, I mean, he was made a mockery of over the years. They tried to
debunk him,
debunk him, right. They tried to debunk me. I'll always be a quack because I supposedly lost my license for being a bad doctor, whereas I was attacked after I said bad things about sugar. So it's all in the perception. It's all in the optics.
Isn't it optics? That's the word, isn't it, eh? And how puny optics are compared to real substance.
Right. Okay, we've had our Conspiracy Corner with David.
Davey Day. And I got to say, here's the situation is I find when I take magnesium and an ideal version of it is I literally, if it's instantly being absorbed in my body and I put it in the water, I don't even bother adding sea salt because I'm just little lazy about shit like that, is basically I can feel a zing or something. It's almost like when you take a glass of water, you feel it go down into your body and be absorbed. I find when you put the magnesium in it, gives it like a little metallic taste, which initially is unpleasant, but I find I get when I go back upstairs or go out the door or go wherever I'm going, I literally feel like I've put some octane booster in my gas or something. You know? So I'm getting rid of the knocking and pinging and stuff.
Yeah, I know you've told us over the years how well you've done on the formulas, and that's fantastic that you're still feeling the zing, and it's like, it's a healthy zing. It's not an artificial zing. It's not a coffee zing. It's just, your body is just humming with the electrolytes that you're putting in it. That's what I say.
No, and the coffee zing is so fake, because I'll do that sometimes late at night, and also you're thirsty and it doesn't quench your thirst, and even if you drink a lot of it, and it gives you a little bit of a buzz at first, but then your gut feels kind of weird. I find, and obviously it's depleting your magnesium and vitamins, minerals, and also in the process, I find then, say it's like late at night, even then I'll go and take then a drink of water with some magnesium in it just before I go to bed, just to try and de-raunchify the situation just a little bit. But obviously, like you say, it's an artificial stimulant in the first place, and if you had to just avoid the coffee and just drank a few glasses of water, you would have, not had to have some later on. A lot of it is thirst quenching, I think. That's what happens with the coffee. It's like a pop too. It doesn't quench the thirst. It's, you know what I mean? It gives you the act of quenching.
It's a diuretic, so it actually pulls water out and does the opposite. It gives you maybe a zing of energy, artificial energy, but then it depletes your, like you said, the magnesium. It dehydrates you. So it does the opposite of what we're trying to achieve with our sea salted water. So final words, Dave. Put your sea salt in your water. Okay?
Okay, will do. Pink Himalayan sea salt.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.
Love you, Carolyn. Love you, Jenny.
Love you.
All right.
Bye, Dave.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my gosh, that's so fun. He got a Dr. Dean lecture. He got one. Yay! The world can remain on its axis. Dr. Dean's still up for the occasional lecture. Okay, let's go to the great state of Wisconsin. Is that Jean, the dancing machine?
Hey, Jenny Almighty. Jenny Almighty,
hey, Jean.
Carolyn. God, this is a
Jean.
wonderful show. Wonderful show. This is... I've been on your products for over 4 years now, and I can say that the Total Body Reset allows me to have healthy thinking, and I'm excited about now Jenny and Carolyn are going to show us how to use our words and talk about being healthy. And it's about thinking about how healthy I am rather than how redacted I might have been, because I've wanted to call in. I tune in to the health call on a sporadic basis. But when I call in and listen, I've always wanted to call in and tell you about how healthy I am now, just to offset all of the calls that you're getting in the last couple of years, because you have attracted an audience that feels that aren't using their healthy words about being healthy. And I love this is a turnaround, because now we'll be talking about how healthy we are. And that's going to make a big difference for everybody who tunes in and listens.
Perfect.
As I reached age 50, I did just what you were talking about in the opening of the show. I anticipated my old age, and, an ache or a pain, I would be more noticeable maybe. And I would think, I'm getting older, so I guess this is just how it's going to be. And immediately I recognized my own paranoid thinking about getting old. And I'm not on any prescription drugs, and I haven't been for years. And I refuse to take that approach to anything that started creeping up in a healthy person of age 50. And somehow I came upon your products, and I am so grateful because I've managed to I recognized my own paranoid thinking, and I was able, with mineral saturation, I was able to manage the stresses that a healthy person has on a daily basis. If we're going to if we're going to define what a healthy person is, a healthy person has a lot of stress on a daily basis.
Right. Perfect.
And
word.
So that's why I can easily say that I'm perfectly well and I'm ready for more. I love that statement. You made that earlier. And we're supporting healthy living bodies. I live by myself, and I have horses, and I use my body in many ways. You know, I lift 50-pound feed bags. I move round bales in the wintertime. There's a lot of maintenance to my healthy horses. And so I'm maintaining my healthy body by using the total body reset for many things. It supports and maintains my health. And I do drink alcohol, and I do drink coffee, because healthy people do enjoy all of those things that a healthy lifestyle provides for us. And the products help me to maintain my hydration and maintain the Realign does wonders for the healthy hangovers that people get when they drink alcohol.
Perfect.
It supports my muscle, my skin, my bone, and most importantly, you've taught me that our brains are also a muscle. And I've noticed more and more how I can maintain healthy thinking. And that's why I just love the idea of the health call turning to talking about our health and being healthy. And I know that it's a challenge for those who don't feel that way now. And let's just watch Ginny and Carolyn turn us all around all over again.
Wow.
Because that's what I see in the health call's future, is just using the words
summation, a very good summation of our show today, Jean. I think perfect words and very much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you for everything you guys do, everything. And this is just a new wonderful day in the lives of the ascending, the healthy people who will never die because we're so healthy.
Yeah, I'm on the chat. I never go on the chat. Bob does the chat and the InQuick, but you're being given kudos by Nicholas and Michael over on the chat for your brilliant words.
They're just words.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, we've just got a couple of minutes now to wrap up, so I'll go over to Ginny and we'll wrap up. And I didn't know if we'd just do this one show and whether or not we'd come back, but I guess we should come back. What do you think, Ginny?
Well, I think we have to come back, Carolyn, because the healthy world is beckoning for us, and also because we have a lot of healthy customers that want to share their words and that do want the encouragement. And I think what Jean said was perfect. And I don't know what happened to Deborah, but she just texted me and said that she was on here, but I haven't seen her. But I know she had words she wanted to say, so I'm feeling kind of bad trying to find her. But I'm refreshing my screen. Deborah, if you're still here.
No, we'll do them next week.
Okay.
We don't want to rush Deborah, so.
Yeah, and especially Deborah. She always has great things to say. But, no, I think we've got a whole customer base that's healthy and happy and ready for more, and we're going to figure out how to do this thing in a way that keeps everybody elevated and mostly, as you said, protects the formulas and keeps them available for people. And we'll just rely on our customers to continue to share and help educate to the degree that they can on the things that they already know, and we'll make sure we're using our words in an appropriate way. You know, that's just what we have to do. Let me also say, Carolyn, if you go ahead.
Yes, quickly, just what Jean said, you know, there are people who don't feel healthy, and they're, you know, we don't want them to feel left out or we're ignoring you, but we cannot say disease words. So we'll support you as best we can without using disease words. That's what we have to do right now.
Yeah, we just can't use the D word. And somebody on the chat wrote, "Are you going to come up with a new product called Redact?" Which I thought was hilarious. And we probably won't come up with Redact, but people will understand what Redact means. And so I'm really excited. I think we've got a great reframing. You are, Carolyn, a class act, and we will figure this out. And we're going to keep doing what we do because this is what it's about, is getting people and keeping people healthy with our dietary supplement formulas, which you created out of your own will and out of your own wisdom, and provide incredible benefit for tens of thousands of customers. So we'll be here. We'll be here next week, people. Do not fear. Yay!
All
Yay!
Right. Thank you, everybody. Yay! Thank you, Jenny. Great show. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bob, wherever you are.
And we'll play Michael's new song next week.
Okay. Perfect.
New day.
AchieveRadio.com. Psychic radio, holistic radio, spiritual radio. This is AchieveRadio.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/AchieveRadio.
So if the merging of your chip body is taking place with your meat sack body, okay, from slipping in from your mystery landscape, the new apps that are coming on your Peapods, those new apps